Cheers.
Oh,
wow.
Double glass clink. I haven't had a coffee mug in a while.
Yeah, bro, you're fake. Sorry. Hold on. Let's start. Should we restart? I'm just kidding. Anyway.
I got a nice espresso from Nikki's Kitchen.
Yes.
This cafe in town.
Also, an Americano.
Yep.
Quacked.
Quacked, of course.
Quacked.
Kid. I'm goofy today.
Goofy.
We're
extra strong. Dude, this is such a cool, I got it again, right? Speaking of gifts from my wife, got me another one.
Tell us about the hat.
You want to know about the hat?
Tell us about the hat.
It's the bus stop, buddy.
The bus stop?
The bus stop. Nothing gets by the bus stop. Brandon Bussy, shout out to the Hurricanes. 8-0 right now.
2
sweeps, buddy.
2 sweeps in the
playoffs.
playoffs.
The janitors. Oh, man.
We're going to get him on RNL.
Oh, snap. It's been a crazy hockey season, playoff season. A lot of fun. So, Jock's this. Huge Jock drop today. Big episode. This could change your life. Well, at least help you.
Yeah.
So,
we've been thinking.
Johnny,
this episode's all about thoughts.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So tell us, what are we talking about today to our Jocks?
You want me to answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So we emphasize a lot on action. A lot of times before action, well, hopefully all the time before action, comes our thoughts, right? Sometimes that restricts us. What's in this Americano? Restricts us from an action. Right? Maybe a goal that we could be achieving,
or holding ourselves back on.
Yep. Many different aspects.
Correct.
Our thoughts could be controlling us. As a Christian man, we know we take every thought captive and make it obedient to Christ. Our thoughts are not who we are. There's a saint. I think he was an Eastern Orthodox monk, and he had this quote. I'll butcher it, but it was. Thoughts are just like airplanes, and by focusing on them, we're essentially putting an airport in our head and giving them permission to land.
Yeah. Ugh.
There's really no value in a thought until you add value to that thought.
Can I preface my thoughts with this?
What you got, buddy?
So last night, funny we're talking about this, I woke up at 3 a.m.
This morning.
Yeah. Yes, sorry. Thank you for correcting me. So a little bit about me, I love getting up at 3 a.m. almost every night, 3 a.m. on the dots. Me and the cats hang out. Sometimes I grab a little sweet
That's so
treat.
peaceful.
We love it. I
Wow.
go downstairs. Maybe there's a treat.
Do you set an alarm for 3 a.m.?
No, my body just gets up at 3 a.m.
It's nice, huh?
I hang out for like 30 minutes or so, and then I go back to
So
bed.
you wake up and you're like,
I'm refreshed.
3 a.m.
So refreshed.
Wow.
Then I go back to sleep. So anyway, 3 a.m.
Until what time?
Probably like 3:30, like 30-ish minutes.
No, what time do you wake back up?
Oh, like 6:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you go to bed at what time?
Early these days.
That's amazing.
Sometimes I fall asleep on the couch right after dinner at like 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Okay.
But when we go to bed, it's usually like 9:45, 10 o'clock at the latest. 10
Okay.
o'clock.
Wow. Okay. Nice. I like it.
Early as
All right,
possible.
please.
Okay. To be continued. So I get up at 3 a.m. My thoughts are going. Sometimes the thoughts are going. So I'm stressed out about something I have to do for a client, right? And I know I have to do it today. And I'm thinking about it, and I can't fall back asleep. Now it's 4:30. I'm like, damn, I just got to go back to sleep. I got work to do. I got to get up in the morning, whatever. I'm stressed out about these things I got to do. How are they going to react? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I get up. I get into work. First thing I do is the work for my client. It takes me 7 minutes to do the client's work. They respond immediately. Exclamation points. Thank you so much. You're the best. Boom.
Just like that.
That was it.
So
now it's 8:15.
How much time did you spend thinking about it?
Over an hour.
Were your thoughts productive for the solution, or was it more angst? Okay.
Yes.
So
it was literally nothing about like, how am I going to do the action items, whatever. I figured out the action items after, right? Mm-hmm. Like this morning.
So that now we can even break down like productive thinking, because just worrying, there's a Bible verse about that. Like you're not, there's no value in worrying. What does it do to you? What does it do for you?
It makes matters worse. And you're not thinking about how to overcome the problem or whatever it is.
Here's Johnny. Now he's up 7 minutes, done. Yep. And that time could have been Johnny's peace time that you enjoy.
Extra hour of sleep. Like whatever it is. But yeah, like the problem was solved in 7 minutes. They were happy. So I spent all this time in the middle of the night worrying. Airplanes, They were living in the airport in my head.
You put the airport
I
in your
put
head.
the airport in my head.
Because that thing could have just landed at its... Who knows? Who cares where its destination
Right.
is?
I could have not thought about it, got to work like normal, worked, figured it out in my 7 minutes, done it, and just never have worried about it.
Okay.
That's one small example,
But
right?
what's really good is that you're literally sitting here reflecting on it. Now, next time you see that airplane, instead of parking that son of a gun, you're going to address it and be like, hey, buddy, this ain't your landing spot. Take a hike. And that thought isn't you anymore.
So then, question.
What you got?
So now if 3 a.m., that same situation pops up in my head. Hey, I got to do this for a client tomorrow, whatever it is. It's a lot more valuable to think, I got to do this for my client. Here's how I'm going to do it. Now I'm go back to bed instead of worrying about it, right? So when these thoughts pop in my head, right, or anyone's head or Jockster's heads, should they be worried about, not worried, should they be focused on the solution and the problem or whatever it is? Like, how are you tackling these types of things?
Yeah, so that's a very big question. But first of all, we got to stop there because that even in that framework, there's an issue. I got to do this for the client. I get to do this for the client. And this is gratitude. And gratitude, that's where that positive thinking's fueled, right? Now we're thinking positively. We're known as an optimist, whatever. It doesn't matter that they know us by that, but it matters that we're thinking positively, right?
Yeah, I like that.
And it's just gratitude. Now that we're looking for, or we're concentrating and focusing on gratitude, all of a sudden things are popping up. And the first thought is now, you're grateful for this.
Yeah.
You start to see a situation. I'm sorry about that. You start to see a situation. My wife is very pregnant, so I am going to check my phone, and I do want to be alerted. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yep. Of course.
You never know, buddy. I could be quacked. Could be on the floor.
We're coming
right
anytime.
Now. Me getting
Uncle Johnny's driving us all to the hospital.
Wow. Oh man. So. But then you start focusing on gratitude. Gratitude's it's a natural instinct now.
Yep.
And guys, what we do in our mind is we need to really hold ourselves accountable. And it's right there, like before the action, like we need to think about what we're thinking, because if you don't even take the time to realize, are my thoughts, you may be the most negative person in the world and you're oblivious to it. And you could just literally be like, no, I'm a pretty positive person. Maybe this is the biggest one, buddy. I'm a realist. That's the biggest one. I'm a realist. I'm a realist. First of all,
I hear that a lot.
What do you mean? There's only one realist, and that's God above that knows the absolute truth.
That was a good one.
There is no realist. Like, you are living in your own subjective reality, and how you see this is according to your paradigm.
Yeah, and then I think what you fail to realize sometimes, because you don't realize you're doing it, is that you're also spreading that to someone else. You might be killing someone else's dream by being a realist or by being negative. Like if you come to me and you're like, hey, John, I got this great opportunity. And instead of me being happy for you or being grateful for you or whatever it is, I just say, well, did you think of this? Well, this is why this is bad. Well, you have to do this. You have to do that. Like,
and that's going into our episode soon. That's where pride comes in, because now you're worrying, like, we do it all the time. Immediately, we for some reason feel the need. We hear somebody else's blessing or good thing, and we feel the need to think about us, right? That's the first thing that comes to our head sometimes. That thought needs to be analyzed. But how are we going to even be aware of these issues and the negativity and any of this if we're not taking the time to really hold ourselves accountable? Like, how often can you think right now, today? Can you go right now, if you're listening to this, can you sit here and say, maybe the last 400 thoughts that pop into your head, 300 thoughts, 200 thoughts, 50 thoughts, or maybe a few of them stick out to you from the day? We're going to get to the homework, and I'm kind of leading into it, and I don't want to yet.
No, I have a question before we
what's
can
up,
dive
buddy?
into it. It might spark some. So do you think that people tend to think that their thoughts are part of their personality and who they are, and they cannot control them? They say, I might have these thoughts in my head, but hey, that's who I am. Like, do you see that ever?
Yeah, of course. I think a lot of people, sometimes it's an excuse, but the truth is that's a very deep question, because I believe who we are goes to your soul. And I believe through the process of sanctification, you become more holy. Who we are is not how we feel about things. It's not what we think of things. It's a much deeper, it's much more special. It's incredible. And it's not even something that we could fully explain.
Yeah.
To not address our thoughts, though, like to sit here and say, I'm this person because of how you're thinking, you can literally change how you're thinking. like that. And then your brain, like, so we, this in the Bible, we need to renew our minds, renewal of the mind. You can change the chemistry of your brain. You may know it. You may have also heard it as neuroplasticity.
Boom.
So you can literally, if you consciously make the effort to change the thought, right? And it's very, very tricky because it's not necessarily, you don't want to give attention to thoughts that aren't yours and give them more power than they have, because you may have an angry thought that comes to your head. That doesn't necessarily mean that's you, but identifying that thought and being like, that's not me, take a hike. But then, you also could get into the trap where you're giving too much power to those thoughts, and you don't want to do that either. But however, I find it extremely, I think it would be extremely beneficial if you kind of take an inventory of what's going on in your mind in a day, because in order for us to address an issue, if there is an issue, maybe we need to identify it first. Because we could sit here right now and be like, oh, I'm good. Like, have you really taken the time to analyze your thoughts? And then if you were to objectively the next day think about those thoughts, does this align with God? Does this align with God? Does this align with God? Now we can have much more perspective on what we're thinking throughout the day and if it's good or if it's not.
Yes, I agree. So I mean, I think that's essentially leading us to a thought audit, right? And your homework and all of that. Is there anything else we want to cover?
Yeah. Before we get into that, I do want to say, like because we could just take this anywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I do want to talk about like a little bit about how much we suffer in our own mind than we do in reality.
Go on.
Because we suffer a lot more than we do in our mind than in reality. 1 second.
Oh, please.
You don't even got to edit this, buddy.
I'm not.
I'm just doing a little
reality.
Yep. We're just checking. We're just checking. All right. Baby's not coming yet.
All clear.
It's funny, buddy. We were, like we wanted her to cook, right? We wanted,
of course.
In the womb, grow. Now we're at full term, and it's just like,
do you get a little anxious anytime you see a text?
I'm just so excited. I'm ready to go. I'm so excited.
You bring the bag with you everywhere?
I do not bring it with me everywhere. And you know what? Now that you mentioned that, well, we have a bunch of bags.
So what bags do we have?
We have so at first we were doing like, I have a bag, Claire has a bag, but I took this dad course and Claire signed me up, and I'm so happy she did. I learned so much. One bag, and I'm gonna be the one getting everything, so it doesn't really help if I'm like, hey babe, you pack a bag, and then she's like, get me this, and like she's hurting and panicking, and I'm sitting here like where is it? On the left? Which left?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so we have one big bag now, like a suitcase.
Yep.
My stuff's over here. Claire's stuff, we know what's going where's what. And yeah, by the way, I would think Claire would call me if I thought about that too. If there was we had to go.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, so we're very prepared. Then we have the baby bag, and then I think they're gonna equip us with everything we need there.
But you got good support system.
Put the car seats in the car already, ready to go. So we're ready to go. And then we have my mom who would be passing their house on the way. So yes, but anyway, super excited. Who knows? This could be the last episode without me having a baby to hold. Oh, that is crazy. Wow, buddy. Wow. All right. So yeah, suffering more in our heads than in reality.
Yes.
I think that's huge.
It's like creating like false narratives, essentially.
Yeah. Like how selfish is it for us to create this narrative that isn't warranted, like that, like we don't deserve that narrative. Like, why are we doing that to ourselves? I don't know. Maybe selfish isn't the right word.
Well, no, I mean, because even you think about like the real problems that some people go through, and like you're creating these false problems in your head, like almost playing like a victim to yourself.
Yeah, but it's also like restricting the glory of God. Like if we're like sitting here giving like all these thoughts that are not from Him credit and time and attention, that's essentially not giving Him glory when we could be. Because say like these thoughts come from somewhere, right? They're evil, they're bad. And if we're giving these thoughts attention, like we're essentially taking away time that we could be glorifying God. It's definitely something that we need to put a lot of time into, and at least, we just need to address it. And I think it's important to take the moment to reflect. But suffering in our heads, so the reality of that situation you had earlier, it took 7 minutes. The reality was it was going to take you 7 minutes to handle.
Yeah.
and you spent an hour worrying. Like that was not the reality of the situation.
Well, it was even like, honestly, it was more than the hour, right? It's the hour that I'm up at night, and then I'm on the way to the office, and then as I'm doing it, I'm like, what am I doing it wrong? You know, like it's it's almost like a snowball effect. Whereas if I didn't give it any negative thought, it wouldn't have been. I would have just solved the problem.
Yeah.
So it almost affects how you start your day. Starting the day off on the wrong.
So you weren't even able to objectively analyze the situation and address it accordingly because you were too stuck in the emotional aspect, which was all negative at the time. That was really doing nothing productive. So imagine you were able to you handle that next time. Imagine you handle it well, and then you have all this time to either rest, think more positively of how you could do this or what more you can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think another example is a lot of you guys listening. A lot of you are very goal-oriented people. We'll use fighting. We can use fighting for the example.
Yep.
I know, guys, you may be a lot better than me about this, but I know I have struggled in my camps, thinking about the other guy and can I beat him? Having those stupid thoughts of like, can I beat him? Can I really do this? Can I, like, wasting time, like thinking like, he's so fast or whatever the thought is. In reality, you're fighting him either way. Like the end result, like you are going to fight him. Yeah. So are you going to spend, we'll just say the 8 weeks or whatever. Are you going to, why spend the 8 weeks spending time worrying, thinking negatively? The end result, you're fighting him either way.
Yeah.
Why not shift the mindset and start focusing on your strengths? Start addressing every negative thought and killing it right there. No, that I can do this. Like, where is the value in thinking negatively? Like, honestly, ask yourself that. Like, any bit of worry, where is the value in this? Unless you're able to objectively say, he is fast, I need to work on my speed, or he is extremely strong, or he's whatever, I need to work here. Okay, he's really good at this. So now, okay, I'm going to put a lot of pressure on him and force him up against the cage. That's great advice. That's objectively handling it. That opposed to just like worrying.
Oh, he's fast. Now I'm gonna lose.
It's the same thing as that you just did. Right, like instead of just worrying, like that focus could be allocated towards the success of the goal or
the training, the tactics.
Towards achieving the goal.
Oh, that's good.
So advice. It's just the reality of the situation. Or say you're going to a work interview, right? And you're having all these negative thoughts about yourself. John's John.
I'm here.
You're going to this work interview. This guy is going to see John. You are capable. John 1 and John 2. John 1's just as capable as John 2.
Okay.
They both have the exact same skill set going into this meeting. John 1 took the time to think about every negative thing he had and went into it feeling like he wasn't qualified.
Okay.
John 2 felt like he was qualified and thought he was capable of fulfilling the position and completing the tasks that were whatever. He was confident. They're both going into that interview. You can get a completely different result based on how you approach the situation and how you do that interview. If you're going into it thinking that you shouldn't have it, what kind of answers are you going to have?
Yeah, you can see right through that too, right? The confidence,
But anyway, let's get into the homework, Johnny.
Let's get into the homework. So teacher Nikki.
Teacher Nikki. Actually, should I grab the book real quick? Because this isn't Teacher Nikki.
Grab the book.
So, okay, I'm going to let you pronounce his name so I don't mess it up. Okay. Go ahead. Introduce the book, buddy.
The book is Winning the War in Your Mind from Craig Groeschel. Craig, I apologize if I said your name wrong, but we greatly value the book so far.
Awesome book. I recommend it to our Jocksters. It's helping me a lot so far, and I hope it helps you guys. So, Craig, thank you. I'm just going to read it straight out of the book.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
From the source.
So, in order for us to audit our thoughts, we first have to take inventory. So as you go through a normal day, take stock of your thoughts, write them down, type them into the notes on your phone, or record them in a voice memo app to transcribe later. Trust me, if you really want to change, you need to invest time to figure out what you are regularly thinking. Be honest. Don't lie to yourself about the thoughts you tell yourself. So real quick, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to change your thought pattern? You need to at least know your thought pattern.
Yeah.
We need to address this. So take stock. Take stock of your thoughts. Write them down. Obviously.
Everyone's on their phone all the time. Like, pop in the notes app. Hey, I was just thinking this. Can it be as simple as like, I'm walking down the street, I'm thinking
whatever you think. Throw it into the notes app, and then 24 hours, let's address the list. And of course, every thought you have, you should capture and make obedient to Christ. I think this is a great homework assignment. If you're listening right now, give it a try. Should we have a little interaction? Make them, if you're gonna give this a try, give this video a like. If you're gonna give this homework assignment, the homework assignment is to write down your thoughts. In the next 24 hours, you should have a long list of everything that popped into your head. It's just for you. But then we're gonna later go into the audit of your observation. So, homework. Write down your thoughts.
Write them down. Simple.
Pop us a like if you're actually going to follow through with the homework, and I don't like it if you're not going to do it.
Yeah,
we need,
do the homework. We're nice to our students. We keep the homework easy, and they're all beneficial things.
This is a beneficial thing.
That's
so, thanks guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
Yeah.